Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by lush green fields and quiet streams, there lived two sisters, Mmesoma and Ijoma. They were identical twins, so alike in their looks that even their parents sometimes struggled to tell them apart. But while their faces were mirrors of each other, their hearts couldn't have been more different. Ijoma was the lively one. She loved to be the center of attention, always dressed in the brightest clothes, with makeup that made her look like she belonged to the city. She was flashy and bold, always chasing the next thrill. Even after getting married to Kenechukwu, a hard-working and handsome man who adored her, Ijoma couldn't settle down. She lived recklessly, sneaking around with other men, partying and spending money like it grew on trees. Mmesoma, on the other hand, was the complete opposite. She was gentle and kind, always putting others first. She had no interest in flashy clothes or wild parties. Instead, she loved simple things, a small tailoring business, helping her parents on the farm, and spending quiet evenings sewing or reading. Though they shared the same face, Mmesoma and Ijoma were nothing alike. And it was this difference that would lead to a tragedy no one could have imagined. One day, Ijoma came rushing into Mmesoma's small shop, her face full of excitement. "Mmesoma, I need your help," she said, almost out of breath. Mmesoma didn't even look up from her sewing. "What kind of trouble are you in now, Ijoma?" she asked, her voice calm but tired. "Listen, it's nothing serious. I just need you to pretend to be me for 3 days." Mmesoma needled stopped in mid-air. "What do you mean? Pretend to be you?" Ijoma sighed dramatically and sat down, her jewelry jingling. "Kenechukwu is coming home this weekend, but I have already planned a trip to see someone." "Someone?" Mmesoma asked, narrowing her eyes. "Okay, fine. It's my ex-boyfriend. Happy now?" Ijoma admitted with a sly grin. Mmesoma was horrified. "You're married, Ijoma. How can you?" "Spare me the lecture," Ijoma interrupted. "I just need you to act like me for a few days. Wear my clothes, smile at Kenechukwu, and just keep him busy until I am back." "No, Ijoma, I won't do it," Mmesoma said firmly. "This is wrong." But Ijoma wasn't one to give up easily. She begged and pleaded, calling Mmesoma the only one who could save her. After hours of wearing her down, Mmesoma reluctantly agreed, against her better judgment. That weekend, Kenechukwu arrived home to what he thought was his wife. Mmesoma did her best to play the parts, wearing Ijoma's dresses and mimicking a carefree laugh. She was nervous, but Kenechukwu didn't seem to notice, at least not at first. "Wow, you have been cooking these days," he said one evening, staring at the plate of yam porridge Mmesoma had made. "Ijoma, you never cooked. We always order food." Mmesoma froze. She forced a smile. "I just wanted to try something different," she said softly. Kenechukwu smiled, but his eyes lingered on her, as if he was trying to figure out what had changed. Meanwhile, Ijoma had gone off on her trip, speeding down the highway with her ex-boyfriend in his shining car. But tragedy struck. The car lost control and crashed into a tree. Both of them died instantly. The news spread like wildfire. "Ijoma is dead," the villagers cried, but to them, Ijoma was really Mmesoma. Mmesoma was trapped. Everyone believed it was her sister who had died. If she revealed the truth, her parents would be devastated, and Kenechukwu would discover the betrayal. From that day on, Mmesoma had no choice but to live as Ijoma. She moved into her sister's home and continued to charade. But pretending wasn't easy. Kenichiko kept noticing little changes. "You have been so different lately," he said one evening. "You're calmer, more thoughtful. I think I like this new you." Mmesoma's heart broke a little more every time he said things like that. She wasn't just lying to him, she was falling in love with him, and that made the guilt unbearable. Mmesoma tried her best to keep up the art, but it wasn't perfect. One day, Kenichukwu found an old letter tucked away in Ichoma's belongings. It was from her ex-boyfriend, filled with secrets about their affair. Kenichukwu confronted her, his voice shaking. "Ichoma, what is this? Who was this man?" Mmesoma didn't know what to say. She stammered, trying to come up with an excuse, but the truth was too heavy to keep inside any longer. I am not Ichoma," she whispered. "What are you talking about?" Kenichiko asked, his eyes narrowing. Mmesoma broke down in tears. "I am Mmesoma," Ichoma begged me to pretend to be her. "While she went off with that man, she's the one who died." The truth shattered Kenichiko. He couldn't believe he had been living with a liar. The village was in shock when they learned what had happened. Mmesoma's parents were heartbroken, blaming themselves for not noticing the difference between their daughters. But in time, forgiveness began to grow. Kenichukwu realized that the woman he had come to love wasn't Ichoma, but Mmesoma, and though the road ahead was uncertain, he was willing to walk it with her. Sometimes, the truth is the only path to redemption. For Mmesoma, that truth came with pain, but it also came with a chance to finally live as herself. No more lies, no more shadows, just her.